They don't move. They're just little Duplos inside big Duplo clogs. Just sitting in my house everywhere. And I'm trying to eat my Duplo donuts in front of Duplo TV, trying to watch Duplo CNN. And there's little clogs everywhere. And I try to walk down the stairs, and my wife trips over them, and Duplo's complaining because he can't find all his kids. And I'm like, Duplo, why don't you go give me that Duplo Sprite? I'm tired of hearing you talk. And he gets all mad, and I'm like, I don't care. I'll pay you Duplo money. Which is free because I get the money out of my wife's cleavage, and his wife has Duplos. So technically, he's making his own currency, which is illegal. But when I bought Israel and took all the sand out and blocked the sun out with my Duplo ray and relocated it and put the world into a nuclear winter, I removed the sand and put Duplo grass everywhere. Made up real grass, put it in the shape of Duplo. And it dies like in hours, so I have to have Duplo run out and replace it. But he doesn't like doing that, so I make his wife do that. His wife's made out of Duplos. She is a Duplo. She's one big Duplo. I'm like, Duplo, how you good around fucking that? And he's like, what do you mean, fuck that? Well, why do little Duplos come out? He's like, well, why you stick little Duplos in it? And I'm like, why you gotta make dumb noise? I gotta feed you. What are you gonna eat? And he goes in the shed, feeds the Duplo chickens with the yellow blocks, and the little Duplo chickens like, oh, Mr. Salvatore, why don't you give me more burritos? And he's like, we ain't got the dildo. Well, you got Duplo burritos. You can't roll a Duplo up. It's dumb. And I was like, man, I just made really thin Duplos out of rubber. And then I made Duplo burritos and feed the chickens and make it all happy. And he's like, no, man, you can't do that. I mean, why is this Duplo made out of rubber? I'm like, I made a Duplo out of pillows. I can make a Duplo out of rubber. And then you stack that on top of other rubber stuff and make a house for you and your wife. See, I'm always looking out for you, Duplo. And Duplo's like, why are you gonna say stuff like that? I can afford my own home. But I'm like, no, you can't, because I pay you with Duplo dollars. They're only good at a greater or less equal to value at a Duplo house land, which is my house. So don't make me shake the death ray on you.
So the Duplo ray.
No, it's two different rays. And then the death ray shoots red Duplos. And the Duplo ray shoots lasers. And then one time, we was like walking outside in nuclear winter, and these people resorted to some kind of bridal nature. They were like, let me in the globe. It's cold out here. And I was looking at him, and it was snowing. And I was like, hey, it looks like you're one of them things you shake up. And then the snow comes down. He's like, well, no, you're in one of the little things, but it's nice. And if I shook it, I'd kill you. And I was like, well, no, you can't come in. He cried. But it froze his eyes shut, and he died. Because he tripped. And I may have shot him with the Duplo beam. I can't keep track. But there was this guy. Wait, no, I was just talking about him. That's crazy. I had to tell Duplo to get me some more medicine. Because the Duplo medicine is not working. So anyway, you know, Duplos are little. They're like Legos, but they're bigger than Legos. They're like smaller than bricks. You know how hard it is to build a skyscraper out of that? When you're in a Duplo dome, fending off nuclear winter and the mutants that are scratching at my Duplo door. Without the Duplo code, they can't get in. You want to know the Duplo code? It's Duplo. They never get it. They're like, is it Lego? Is it Connects? I can't figure it out. And I'm sitting there laughing like, it's Duplo. It's Duplo. Shouting as loud as I can, but the Duplo dome is soundproof. So like, he wants a dildo? He wants some Play-Doh? What are you doing out here? It's cold. And then they take the little running shoes and go in big screen TV canoes. And then one time, this dude ran up to Duplo and he was like, "Hey man, why don't you give me some food?" And then Duplo brought him out a tray of Duplos. And the guy was all upset. And he's like, "How am I supposed to eat this? It's fucking plastic." And I'm like, "Duplo, you brought him the wrong Duplos." And Duplo's like, "Why are we feeding this guy anyway?" I was like, "Hey, that's a good idea." And I pushed him out. But he grabbed Duplo, his hair piece, which Duplo went out the thing and was upset. And he was like, "Hey, let me back here. It's cold out here." And I was like, "See, now you know, Duplo. Why I let you?" And then Conseco, was Duplo's wife, runs out on her Duplo legs. I don't even know how she got them. I didn't build them. Runs out. "Why you put my baby outside the globe? He's gonna get cold and frostbite. How are we gonna make babies?" I'm like, "You ain't supposed to be talking." And then she's like, "You know very well I'm supposed to be talking." And I'm like, I let Duplo back in. But the one guy was like pulling on him. So I shot him with the Duplo, right? It's okay. He only lit on fire for like 3 minutes. And that was long enough for all the other guys to stand around him and get warm. And then when he went out, he started killing each other to see who got to eat him. And I ate a Duplo popsicle. And I was like, "Man, these people are dumb." So I walk out back to my Duplo estate, and I have Duplo cook me one of them delicious TV dinners. It's composed of a meat patty made of Duplos, and I like to stack Duplo peas on top of that. Because they're the little single dot ones. And then I slather on Duplo butter, which is more like connecting it. And then he's like, "Hey, why do you put peas and butter in the same place?" I'm like, "Hey, why do I pay you to ask me stupid questions?" And he's like, "You don't pay me." And I'm like, "You want to go back outside where there's nuclear winter and mutants and marmosets running about?" And he's like, "What's a marmoset?" And I was like, "Google that shit. You'll figure it out." And he's like, "Who's Google?" And I was like, "I'm not in the mood for you, Diablo." And he's like,
Diablo.
"Are we done? Is this on?" Hey. Play it back. I want to hear me talk.